billionaires. Donald Trump imposed tariffs, causing a stock market ripple. He delayed them and the market bounced back. Trump appointed Elon Musk to cut government spending, leading to layoffs. They launch rockets into space. They buy social media platforms on a whim. They even try to solve world hunger. We see them everywhere in the news. They're often painted as both geniuses and villains, but one question lingers. Just how much influence do they really have? Their wealth is almost unfathomable. We're talking about commas in their bank accounts that most of us will never see. This kind of money buys you a seat at the table where decisions are made. It's a question that sparks fiery debate. Do billionaires secretly control the global economy? When a phalanx of the top Silicon Valley executives, Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and Google's Sundar Pichai, aligned behind President Trump during the inauguration in January, many observers saw an allegiance based on corporate interests. The ultra-wealthy CEOs were turning out to support a fellow magnate, hoping perhaps for an era of deregulation, tax breaks, and anti-woke cultural shifts. Some cry foul, pointing to the undeniable sway these individuals hold over governments and markets, a new proactive union of industry and governmental power, wherein the state would drive aggressive industrial policy at the expense of liberal norms. These are experts with a technological mindset and background, often engineers who now have a special role in the government. Janice Mimura quoted in her book, Planning for Empire, 2011, the result is what she labeled techno-fascism, authoritarianism driven by technocrats. Technology is considered the driving force of such a regime. There's a sort of technicization of all aspects of government and society. Techno-fascist officials acquire power by creating these supra-ministerial organs and agencies, subgroups within the bureaucracy that are unaccountable. Today, Elon Musk's Doge is the Trumpian equivalent. Others argue that their wealth is a sign of their innovation and drive, a rising tide that lifts all boats. The truth, as always, is far more complicated. It's not about some shadowy cabal controlling the world with an iron fist. It's about the subtle, pervasive influence of extreme wealth. It's about the doors that open with a billion-dollar knock. It's about the phone calls that get answered, the regulations that get bent, and the narratives that get shaped. American techno-fascism is no longer a philosophical abstraction for Silicon Valley to tinker with in the vein of intermittent fasting or therapeutic ketamine doses. It is a policy program whose constitutional limits are being tested right now as Doge, staffed with inexperienced engineers linked to Musk's own companies, rampages through the federal government. Proponents of the billionaire class argue that their wealth is a byproduct of their brilliance. They built companies, created jobs, and revolutionized industries. Think Bill Gates and the personal computer revolution, or Elon Musk and the push for sustainable energy. They're not just making money, they're pushing humanity forward. But critics point to the widening gap between the haves and the have-nots. While billionaires launch themselves into space, millions struggle to put food on the table. The argument goes that this level of wealth disparity isn't just morally questionable, it's economically unsustainable. It's a system that seems increasingly rigged in favor of the already wealthy. The numbers tell a stark story. The world's richest 1% own more wealth than the bottom 90% combined. Think about that for a second. That's a concentration of wealth that would make even Marie Antoinette blush. This level of inequality has profound implications for our society. It erodes our democracy as those with the most money gain an outsized influence on the political process. It undermines our economy as a shrinking middle class struggles to keep up with the rising cost of living, and it threatens our social fabric as resentment and distrust fester between the haves and the have-nots. Billionaires don't need to wear capes and eye masks to wield power. They do it through a complex web of political donations, lobbying efforts, and media ownership. Take the Koch brothers, for example, who poured millions into promoting their libertarian ideology and shaping environmental policy. They also exert influence through philanthropy, shaping the direction of research, education, and social programs. Bill Gates, through the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, has had a massive impact on global health initiatives. While these efforts are often lauded, they also raise questions about accountability and the power dynamics inherent in such concentrated philanthropy. Are these initiatives truly serving the greater good, or are they simply another avenue for billionaires to shape the world in their image? What do you think? Should billionaires be taxed more? Should corporations face stricter regulations? In today's digital age, social media has become an indispensable tool for billionaires to amplify their influence. Platforms like Twitter and Facebook serve as modern-day town squares where a single tweet or post can reach millions in mere seconds. Elon Musk, for instance, has mastered the art of leveraging Twitter to sway public opinion, move markets, and even influence the trajectory of his companies. His tweets about cryptocurrencies and stock prices have shown just how powerful a billionaire's social media presence can be. But it's not just about market influence. Social media allows billionaires to curate their public image, engage directly with followers, and even set the news agenda. Mark Zuckerberg, the founder of Facebook, controls one of the most influential social media platforms in the world. This control raises questions about how information is disseminated and what gets prioritized in our news feeds. While social media provides a platform for transparency and direct communication, it also poses risks. The unchecked power of a single individual to influence millions can lead to misinformation, market volatility, and even political unrest. The role of social media in amplifying billionaire influence is a double-edged sword, offering both opportunities for engagement and challenges for regulation. What are your thoughts on the role of social media in amplifying billionaire influence? Is it a force for good or a source of concern? Share your views in the comments below. Philanthropy is often seen as the noble side of immense wealth. Many billionaires have pledged substantial portions of their fortunes to charitable causes, from eradicating diseases to combating climate change. Bill Gates, through the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, has invested billions in global health initiatives, significantly impacting the fight against malaria and polio. Warren Buffett has followed suit, committing the bulk of his wealth to philanthropy. But is this generosity purely altruistic, or is there a more strategic motive at play? Critics argue that billionaire philanthropy can serve as a means to exert more control over societal agendas. By funding specific projects and organizations, billionaires can shape policy and public opinion in ways that align with their interests. The influence of philanthropic foundations in education, healthcare, and even politics can create a landscape where the priorities of a few overshadow the needs of the many. Moreover, the tax benefits associated with charitable donations can sometimes make philanthropy a financially savvy move rather than a purely selfless act. This raises questions about the true intentions behind these grand gestures of giving. Are billionaires genuinely committed to making the world a better place? Or are they leveraging philanthropy to bolster their legacies and extend their influence? While the positive impacts of billionaire philanthropy cannot be denied, it's crucial to scrutinize the power dynamics at play. The concentration of decision-making power in the hands of a wealthy few can lead to a form of philanthrocapitalism, where the lines between charity and control become increasingly blurred. What do you think? Is billionaire philanthropy a force for good, or does it pose hidden risks to democratic processes and equitable development? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Billionaires wield significant influence in politics. Their financial power shapes policies and legislation. Through campaign contributions and lobbying, they ensure their interests are prioritized. This can lead to a political landscape favoring the wealthy. Some argue this influence drives positive change, but does it serve the public good or create inequality? Share your comments below. As we transition from the political chessboard to the global stage, it's essential to examine how billionaires influence economic policies worldwide and the far-reaching impacts these policies have on different countries. Billionaires, through their vast financial networks and business empires, often have a significant say in shaping global economic agendas. This influence extends beyond national borders, affecting international trade agreements, monetary policies, and even the economic strategies of entire regions. One of the key ways billionaires impact global economic policies is through international organizations and forums. By participating in groups like the World Economic Forum, they can advocate for policies that promote free trade deregulation and globalization. While these policies can stimulate economic growth and innovation, they can also lead to increased inequality and economic instability in less developed nations. Moreover, billionaires often invest heavily in emerging markets. These investments can drive economic development, create jobs, and improve infrastructure. However, they can also result in significant power imbalances, where the interests of wealthy investors overshadow the needs of local communities. This can lead to exploitation, environmental degradation, and social unrest. The influence of billionaires on global economic policies isn't always transparent. Through think tanks, philanthropic foundations, and advisory roles, they can subtly steer the direction of economic discourse. This can create a narrative that prioritizes their interests while sidelining alternative viewpoints that might better serve the broader population. It's crucial to recognize both the positive and negative impacts of billionaire-driven economic policies. While their investments can bring about technological advancements and economic opportunities, they can also perpetuate systems of inequality and hinder sustainable development. As we reflect on these complexities, it's important to ask ourselves, how can we ensure that global economic policies serve the interest of all nations, not just the wealthiest individuals? What measures can be taken to balance the influence of billionaires with the needs of the broader global community? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's pull back the curtain and examine the controversies and scandals that often accompany immense wealth. Despite their philanthropy, many billionaires face scrutiny over ethical, legal, and moral issues. From tax evasion and labor exploitation to environmental degradation and political corruption, these scandals can tarnish reputations, yet many maintain their influence through strategic public relations. By employing top-tier PR firms, they craft narratives emphasizing their charitable contributions and innovative ventures. Media ownership allows them to shape the news agenda, highlighting positives while downplaying controversies. Philanthropy plays a crucial role in image management, shifting focus from scandals to contributions. However, it's essential to remain critical and discerning. How can society hold billionaires accountable while ensuring their influence benefits the greater good? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and if you found this exploration thought-provoking, be sure to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Liberty Universe, and hit the notification bell for more deep dives into the dynamics of power and influence. Until next time.